घटना दुखद है, मर्माहत करने वाला है। उन सभी परिजनों के प्रति हमारी पूरी संवेदना है।
What happened in the thick of the night at Maha Kumbh in UP's Prayagraj is indeed tragic. Amidst a massive influx of devotees for the second Amrit Snan, a stampede-like situation arose in which 30 people have died and 60 others have been injured. An emotional chief minister launched a judicial as well as police inquiry into the incident and promised to find out the root cause of the tragedy so that such incidents are not repeated in the future. He's also announced 25 lakh rupees ex gratia to the family of those who've lost their loved ones.
90 से ज्यादा लोग गंभीर रूप से या सामान्य रूप से घायल हुए, इसमें 30 के आसपास लोगों की दुखद मृत्यु हुई है। यह हादसा भारी भीड़ के द्वारा अखाड़ा मार्ग के बैरिकेडिंग्स को तोड़ने और उसके बाद उससे कूद करके जाने के कारण वहां पर हुआ है। पूरी घटना की हम लोग न्यायिक जांच करवा करके इसकी तह में भी जाएंगे। इसके अलावा पुलिस के स्तर पर भी अलग से हम लोग इसके एक अलग से भी जांच करवाएंगे।
But even in this moment of national grief, while the details of the tragic incident were trickling in, opposition began politicking. While Akhilesh Yadav called upon the government to allow the army to take over Kumbh management, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge accused the Yogi government of being busy with self-promotion and VIP movement. Uddhav Sena went a step further and called it murder by the state administration.
10 लोगों से ज्यादा लोगों की मौत है। मैं मानता हूं ये प्रशासन ने की हुई हत्या है।
इसके लिए सीधे तौर पे योगी आदित्यनाथ और उनका प्रशासन जिम्मेदार है और उनको जो है इसके लिए इस्तीफा देना चाहिए।
Mahakumbh with a budget of 7,500 crores was only focused on VIP management.
जो अनुभवी लोग काम करने वाले, वहाँ के जो जानकार ठेकेदार हुआ करते थे, जो पीढ़ियों से काम कर रहे थे, सैकड़ों साल से काम कर रहे थे, उनको काम न देकर गुजरात के लोगों को ठेकेदारी दी गई, काम दिया गया।
If Niranjan Jyoti ji confirms that there is mismanagement, obviously there is something serious.
3 महीना 6 महीने से प्रचार चल रहा था कि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय व्यवस्था होगी, लेकिन अंतर्राष्ट्रीय व्यवस्था पूरी तरह से सरकार की फेल हुई है।
प्रशासन ने केवल पुलिस के भरोसे क्यों रही? प्रशासन ने सेना की मदद क्यों नहीं ली?
ये पूरी व्यवस्था की सरकार की पोल खोल दी इस भगदड़ ने।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Let's take this across to our panelists. Joining us with us is Radhika Khera, national spokesperson of the BJP. With us is also Ishkaran Bhandari, advocate of the Supreme Court. Dr. Vikram Singh, former DGP of UP, is with us. Kishore Tiwari, spokesperson of Shiv Sena UBT, is also joining us. With us also is Kamruzaman Chaudhary, political analyst. Mohammad Tariq Khan is national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party. Let me come first and foremost to Radhika Khera. At the end of the day, the BJP government in Uttar Pradesh has been speaking about the kind of arrangements that have been made for Kumbh with world-class facilities, etc. When the stampede has ended the lives of 30, 60 others injured, isn't this in stark contrast to the claims that have been made?
I offer my condolences to those who've lost their lives, to the families, and those who are injured, hoping for their speedy recovery. Having said that, this is something which is not to be played politics on. It is a very sad, dukhad ghatna hai jo hui hai, and the government in Uttar Pradesh has done its very best to prevent something like this that should have happened. It is not acceptable that something like this has happened. But like you heard the Chief Minister say, that a judicial inquiry is going to take place and we're going to find out the root cause and why this stampede happened and why we lost so many lives. Because every life is extremely precious for us. Every devotee's life, every citizen's life is extremely precious. And there is no way that we can justify something like this. Having said that, it is very sad to see the opposition turn into vultures. It is like that they were waiting for a moment कि बस कुछ हो They were praying for something like this to happen. All leaders of the opposition, whether it was Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, the leader of the Congress party, who went on to say कि डुबकी लगाने से कोई पाप नहीं धुलेंगे, they were all praying कि कुछ हो जाए. They were praying that something goes wrong, and it was not just politics. If something goes wrong, it would affect the people, and that is what they were praying for, which is very sad. You cannot be vultures at a time like this. But like I said, we are going to ensure, and the claims that are coming on what Yogi Adityanath ji has said is
Let me get in a quick response from Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Mr. Chaudhary, direct charge, the kind of statements coming in from Mr. Kharge, they were just waiting for a moment like this. Unfortunate, because people's lives have been lost. The kind of statements that have been coming in were already, of course, extremely unfortunate, but tragic to see the kind of responses coming in now from opposition, says the BJP. Please respond.
Radhika Khera, an erudite spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, comes on national television and says that the half of the Indians are praying for the death of Kumbh Mela devotees. How shameful it can be, Madhav. She should be apologizing now to the nation. This was an unfortunate incident that happened not because of the the devotees, but because of the incompetent Bharatiya Janata Party government and its administration. When you can fix the responsibility on Jawaharlal Nehru for the 1954 stampede in Hathras, you can fix the blame on Azam Khan for 2013 stampede in a railway station, or you can you do not learn from the Hathras stampede of 2024 July when more than 130 people were killed because of your government's incompetence, madam. Please do not try to shift the goalpost and the blame out here.
Okay.
You need to answer this simple question out here. Such number of devotees were expected yesterday. Why was the police, why was the administration sleeping that such an incident occurred?
Okay.
You are directly responsible for this. And one thing,
Radhika, quick response.
After almost 24 hours...
You made your point. Let Radhika respond to that. Radhika, quick response, please. Then I have to go across to others as well. Yeah.
For Mr. Kamruddin, I did not say half the nation. I spoke about the irresponsible opposition, which is behaving like political vultures, swooping in on a tragedy to feast blame games instead of showing solidarity. Having said that, I did not speak in between. You want me to count everything that has happened in the opposition role? 2013 Kumbh under Akhilesh Yadav's government, where mismanagement led to stampede. No, I will not talk about that. I will not talk about 1954, and I will not talk about 1986 when there were Congress governments. I can count endless times. 1,000 people have died. I can talk about that. There were crores of people are there in the Kumbh, and so something like that has happened. And you're calling ki army ko lekar aaye. No one can use force over there. If you look at the pictures and the videos that are coming, the prashasan apna kaam kar raha tha. Regularly people were being asked to wake up. They were being asked and requested. कुंभ में होते हैं, आप हाथ जोड़ सकते हैं. We cannot use brute force on people. We can only request people. And why will we are the ones we want कि सब हम तो चाहते हैं कि सनातनियों को सबको कुंभ में नहाने का स्नान करने का नाम दे.
Okay, Kishore Tiwari wants to come in. Kishore Tiwari, there is also a reason. I mean, there is no doubt the governments have to be held accountable by opposition. I don't think there's any debate about that. The only question is today, when 30 people have died, is this the most opportune time to do that? There are commissions of inquiry that have been ordered. There have been reports that will come out. There have been reports in past unfortunate incidents also. And you have to hold the government to account. Nobody is taking away from that. But to immediately say that this was a murder, which means it was a deliberate act by the state government, by your party's spokesperson, Mr. Sanjay Raut, isn't that a little unfair, at least at this stage? Because the full facts are not before us.
Madhav, this is a very serious issue. This is the second Shahi Snan. There are more to come. And we were told that all logistics and all arrangement, paramedical forces and paramilitary forces are also there. But multiple entries of the VIPs, like they have conducted a cabinet there, then Yogi ji took a bath, then Amit Shah took a bath, then Rajnath Singh took a bath, and I am of the opinion that nobody was praying for such unfortunate incident and nobody will pray it. But for the future, we have to take. Are you guaranteeing, Radhika, there won't be any incident? There are some mismanagement.
Mr. Tiwari,
You have
VIP
to
movement has
admit
been blamed. That's right. But the fact is that the authorities have clarified today that at least today there were elaborate arrangements in place and there was no VIP movement planned. So isn't that something that's factually incorrect?
No. On 5th of February, Prime Minister is coming and all roads
Sir, we're talking about today's incident.
Let's talk about
There may have been VIP movements in the past. We're talking about today's incident.
No VIP movement today.
Where was the VIP movement today, Mr. Tiwari?
Madhav, I am only asking, VIP movement should be banned and Bhakt should give the priority. There now should be a political propaganda of the Kumbh Mela.
Let's listen. Let's listen to what the police had to say on this. Let's quickly listen to the police's reaction that came in earlier today. Listen in.
एम्बुलेंस के माध्यम से लगभग 90 घायलों को अस्पताल तक पहुंचाया, परंतु इसमें से दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण तरीके से 30 श्रद्धालुओं की दुखद मृत्यु हो गई है। 30 इनमें से 25 की पहचान हो चुकी है और शेष की शिनाख्त की जानी बाकी है। शासन ने सख्त निर्देश दिए थे कि कोई भी वीआईपी प्रोटोकॉल नहीं होगा। आज मेला पुलिस ने, मेला प्रशासन ने कोई भी वीआईपी प्रोटोकॉल एंटरटेन नहीं किया।
Dr. Vikram Singh, while there may have been no VIP movement, end of the day, the police and the administration is responsible for the crowd management there. And if there have been unprecedented and elaborate, arrangements that have been made, someone will have to bear responsibility for how this kind of an incident took place.
Madhavji, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You said it right. Somebody has to own the responsibility and nobody else but the Mela administration, the police and the magistracy there. You cannot absolve yourself of the responsibility. One. But let me tell you, one who has been with almost all the kumbhs for the last 40 years, I know what I'm talking about. A small slip up anyway, as in this case, what happened was that the pilgrims slept overnight to have the precedence of bath at the Amrit Kal and of the Snan even before the Naga sadhus who have a precedence over every other person. Now what happened was, there was cajoling, there was insisted, as Radhika ji very rightly mentioned, that they could not have been just booted out or the use of force was just not acceptable. So they were asked, but it went on deaf ears and the advice was not heeded. But I would have been very satisfied if the police in fact ensured that they vacated the roadside and the egress and the ingress should have been way different and ensured. It is said that there was free for all at one point of time when a barricade was overwhelmed and the pilgrims, just made their way inside. And to say that, yes, there was no VVIP movement today, but the fact of the matter, even if it was there yesterday or if there's something tomorrow, it is bad enough. 1954 tragedy, there was a clear-cut direction from the government that no VIP shall visit the Mela area on peak days. Okay, agreed. If they did not favor us with a visit today, but I do hope that they favor the Mela and the pilgrims on all other peak days. But yes, with all the futuristic technologies, AI, machine learning, drone technology, robotics, I had expected much better that we were not caught on the wrong foot. I want to say that we have been caught on the wrong foot and we should be men enough to own up the responsibility that these 30 deaths will not go in vain. There are important lessons to be drawn and see to it that nothing happens and replicated in future.
That's a very mature way of looking at things. But let me bring in the SP spokesperson also. Mohammad Tariq Khan, army को लेकर आइए. मेडिकल कॉलेज के पोस्टमार्टम एरिया से लाशों को गायब किया जा रहा है ताकि टोल फिगर्स कम हो. I mean, there's to be some level of responsibility when comments are made. Nobody is taking away your right from criticizing the administration, Mr. Tahir Khan, but there has to be a little bit of responsibility in the commentary made.
आर्मी को लेके आइए. निरंजनी अखाड़ा के जो चीफ है महामंडलेश्वर, it has been said by him also. So you should see that how the people are saying. Okay, call us political virtue, call us cat, call us dog, it's all right. I am ready to listen all the things. It's the habit of Bharatiya Janata Party. But we'll raise the voice and voice
forget what BJP is saying. Simple question. On what basis are you saying that bodies are being moved from the morgue? Please tell me that. On what basis? Is there some proof, video? Is there a statement of someone?
I'll change my name. Tariq Khan Vulture. Okay. Now, we'll raise the question.
Answer my question. No, on what basis are you saying that the bodies are being removed from the post-mortem area? The SP media cell has put out that statement, has it not?
Listen, you have to ask question to the BJP, don't ask me.
No, I know what I'm supposed to do. Please answer the questions that are being posed to you.
Today act sensible. People have died over there. Right?
Sir, you don't have to tell me how I need to act. I know my job very well. Please answer the questions that are being posed to you, Mr. Tariq Khan.
आदित्यनाथ को लोगों की बलि चाहिए. वो बलि ले रहे हैं और लगातार बलि ले रहे हैं. उन्होंने कुंभ मेले में लोगों की बलि ले ली सिर्फ
very irresponsible commentary, Mr. Tariq Khan.
बिल्कुल.
How are you saying this?
I'm leaving your show.
This is, Mr. Tariq Khan, what are you saying? I mean, I can't believe that this kind of statement is being made. Bali, murder, Ishkaran Bhandari, what is this commentary?
Madhav, firstly, my deepest condolences to all those who lost their loved ones in this tragedy. And of course, accountability has to be fixed for the tragedy and also to ensure that it does not happen in future. There are no two ways on that. And to a degree, an opposition is not wrong if they ask questions. They should. That's their job in democracy. But what we are seeing is somebody on this debate itself saying that an honorable chief minister of a state has taken Bali. What makes you make such scandalous remarks to further your politics? That is nothing but vulturism. And that was on display by the spokesperson of the party, who has now left the debate conveniently because he knew you would call him out, and anybody sensible would call him out on such egregious remarks, which actually are a crime also to make. But anyways, that's his choice to do. Now what has to be seen is there are multiple factors here. One is that we have to own up responsibility that across India, when there are huge crowds gathered and we are a populous nation, we, with the best of technologies, have still not reached a stage where nobody gets injured or nobody dies. That problem occurs in many other countries also, but we are specific to India. All our loved ones have gone there. Many of us have gone there. Many of us are planning to go there. So, of course, it touches every individual deeply. And ideally, there should not be any politics on it. A judicial committee, I think a 3-member judicial committee, has already been ordered. Facts need to come out. And whosoever had any lapse, accountability needs to be fixed. But at the same time, please refrain from doing rumor mongering, fear mongering. And one factual thing, it happened in early hours of the morning or late hours of the night, whatsoever you take, and there was no VIP movement happening at that time. VIP movement, should VIPs be allowed to go there or not? A call must be taken on that. Nothing wrong with that. But let us not put pressure or put blame or try to score brownie points, which are not true. For that matter, even a politician from the opposition party gets a protocol, is a VIP movement. So should they also not go? But nobody wants to focus on the tragedy. Unfortunately, it's becoming political opportunism. And last thing I would say is, for whichsoever Bhagwan you believe in, stop trying to say things like Bali le liye, ye kar liya, wo kar liya, without any facts at your hand, and that is absolutely incorrect.
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, you also agree with this terminology of murder, Bali, etc. Do you think that's the appropriate language to use today?
No, absolutely not, Madhav. Basically, it might be a reaction to Radhika Khera's comment that the opposition was praying for the death of the pilgrims out there. Might have been a reaction. He might have been spooked by Radhika Khera out here. I'm not going into the debate, but those people who have lost their loved ones is very unfortunate. But when you say you should not be politicking, I'm absolutely right. When a bridge collapsed in Calcutta and people died out there, then our own honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji said, this is an act of God. But when people died in Morbi, bridge collapsed, then he says it's a tragedy. When people died in Hathras, people said that it's a tragedy. No accountability as on date has been fixed for the 121 lives lost out there. That Dhongi Baba is still roaming around freely. No action against him. So what accountability are you talking
Radhika
about?
Khera, the same yardsticks which you apply for the opposition when you are not in power, as the opposition party, the BJP should follow the same yardsticks, because if you are fixing accountability for various other incidents, such as even Mr. Nehru was held accountable, BJP leaders have questioned him for his role when the tragedy took place at Kumbh, shouldn't the same way the BJP government in UP be accountable? Respond to Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary.
Absolutely. When over 1,000 people die in Kumbh, there will be questions asked. But what are we comparing right now with things with? Yes, you cannot compare one tragedy with another. Every tragedy is a tragedy, and it it cannot be compared कि ये ज़्यादा बड़ी थी, ये ज़्यादा छोटी थी. What we are seeing today here, this Kumbh has come after hundreds of years. It is not something which happens every year at this large scale. And the amount of people that are coming in, we are trying our best to ensure the safety of people. There have been lapses. There has been a tragedy, which was then taken care of to prevent it from becoming bigger. 30 lives were lost, and each and every life is very, very precious. But we ensured that things were smoothened out immediately after. Those injured were immediately taken for medical help to the hospitals. No further stampede was caused. A bigger tragedy could have occurred. We prevented that from happening. What the opposition, well, the opposition can ask us as many questions. We are here to give replies.
Yes, ma'am. Responsibility has to be fixed, though. Responsibility has to be fixed. It's a two-way street.
They cannot fuel panic.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. But yes,
cannot use the tragedy as
I believe Mohammad Tariq Khan is now back with us. Mohammad Tariq Khan, there are others on the panel. And, you know, you cannot accuse Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary of being sympathetic to the BJP. But even he is shocked by the language you are using today. Let's be a little sensitive as to what has happened.
It's all right. You have all the rights. And Kamruzaman also have all the right to have objection on what I said. बीजेपी ने लोगों की बलि दे दी वहां पर अपनी जो पार्टी को प्रोजेक्ट करने के लिए, अपने इस प्रोजेक्ट को दिखाने के लिए लोगों की जानें ले ली और उनको एहसास भी नहीं है कि उन्होंने क्या किया. आपने कहा कि आपने और इनके मंत्री संजय निषाद वो क्या स्टेटमेंट दे रहे हैं, वो कह रहे हैं ऐसी छोटी मोटी घटना होती रहती है. ही मस्ट बी सैड राइट नाउ. What BJP will say, संजय निषाद कह रहे हैं ये सब छोटी मोटी 50 आदमी मर जाए, 45 आदमी मर जाए, 30 आदमी, हजारों लोग मरेंगे तब बड़ी घटना होगी. आप अभी बता रहे था कोई कि ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी है. क्या इस्तेमाल किया आपने ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी का? इतनी भीड़ आ रही थी, वहां के डीआईजी अनाउंसमेंट कर रहे थे कि बहुत लोग आने वाले हैं. आपने कहा बहुत अच्छी तैयारी करी है, 10,000 करोड़ रुपए खर्चा कर दिए लोगों की जानों के लिए. इसलिए क्योंकि आप बीजेपी अपना प्रचार करने के लिए, योगी आदित्यनाथ अपना प्रचार करने के लिए हाथरस में और प्रयागराज में लोगों की बलि देते रहेंगे और बलि चढ़ाते रहेंगे, क्योंकि इनके लिए लोगों की जानों की कोई अहमियत नहीं है. अहमियत है तो सिर्फ अपने प्रोपेगेंडा की, अपने एजेंडा की.
Mr. Tariq Khan, there is absolutely no problem with you questioning the BJP. I have no question, but ask questions related to today's incident. All that is being done is a political attack on Mr. Yogi Adityanath and his government, which also you perhaps have a right to do, you feel, and you're entitled to do that. But there is one only point that you have made, and I'm going to ask Radhika Khera to respond, is on the point of Mr. Sanjay Nishad. He says that how can a minister say that ye choti moti ghatna hai? Please respond to him.
Well, if he has said something like that, I'm sure he will be questioned. And no one, I'm telling you, we are going to go to the root cause, like the Chief Minister has said that there's a judicial inquiry. We're going to get to the root cause, why this lapse happened, what was the cause, and those responsible will be taken to task. And it is absolutely not acceptable for anyone to use this kind of language and say that ye choti moti ghatna. I have said it on record as the spokesperson of the party that koi bhi ghatna na choti hoti hai na badi hoti hai. Every single life is extremely precious and equal to all. But you cannot come over here and say ki ye bali mang rahe hain. This is not the language. यहाँ पे इनके पार्टी, इनकी पूरी अलायंस के मुखिया वियतनाम में बैठ के ट्वीट कर रहे हैं, जिनको 26 जनवरी पे इंडिया गेट पे आने के लिए समय नहीं था. राहुल गांधी is playing politics from Vietnam. Akhilesh Yadav and his party spokespersons are playing this kind of dirty politics.
There is responsibility on all around. There has to be responsibility fixed. Government certainly needs to be questioned by opposition. Opposition also has to be responsible in their commentary. Of course, it's a tragic incident. Of course, it's an incident that has pained everybody. But certainly, we have to bring the facts out. Let the inquiries come out. Let the facts come out before we are quickly rushing in to fix accountability and responsibility. That's the only point being made over here. Radhika Khera, Ishkaran Bhandari, Dr. Vikram Singh, Kishore Tiwari, Kamruzaman Chaudhary. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on debate number 1. In fact, Kamruzaman Chaudhary and Radhika will continue for debate number 2 as well.